And we're live. Hey, Patch of Heaven. We already got Patch of Heaven saying hello. How's everybody doing? Chris is coming.
Hey, everybody. Who's up here?
There's Warren.
Ray Warren, Patch of Heaven. Who else we got? There's Geeky.
Hey, Geeky. No, sorry about last week. I started it. I didn't realize it went up, and Chris won't feeling up to it, so we didn't.
Oh, Johnny.
And Country Homestead Preacher.
Oh, there's the preacher. Sure is. I can't see far enough to see it on the computer. I'm going to get it on the tablet.
How is it? I was trying to get you more in the picture, and you were
Because
less.
I'm in the picture.
I only have to.
No, who's the comment? Face. Maybe not that far. Two part dog pushes me out of the way. Oh, there's Happy Quack.
Hey, Happy Quiet. How you doing?
I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but I'm pretty tired today, too. It's combine season now. Everybody's picking corn. And put in some pretty long hours. They're pretty hard work to do.
There's Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy. Well, I don't know. We're sick, dude. I don't know what we got wrong with us. But I'm sick. I don't know. Ain't health matters any. Y'all tell us everything that's been going on. I don't know if he'll be up here tonight, but you know, Cajun Hydroponics is in the middle of that flood, storm, and everything. Up against the hospital with a sick peacock. We're all the livestock here is pretty good. Nobody's bad off sick. Warren, I wouldn't be surprised. That's what I've already had it one time, but I feel about the same way. Yeah, put that clutch in that tractor. Remember what I told you, Jeremy? It's either gonna fall right together or wear you to death. There ain't really no in between. If you turned that PTO shaft, like I told you, it'd help you a whole lot. That's the secret everybody don't know.
Jeremy said that combines won't be going on until the end of September.
Wow. A lot of our corn's booked to be sold in August. Get extra $1 a bushel for it. But it's high moisture though. There was a couple boys picking some yesterday, picking 23, 24%. Yeah, we had hit a little cool spell today, 80 back here.
Only 115. Right.
Hey, there's B-Bird.
Hey, B-Bird, how you doing?
Well, I'm glad to see them picking corn. It's going to reduce our hog feed costs considerably. Hey, Gordon. We're doing all right, Gordon. How's everything over your way? Well, you actually better off, Jeremy, to use the shaft on the old transmission. That's what I use for lineup tools. Hey, there's Prelude. He's still around, Prelude. He's up here pretty regular. He just ain't in videos. He's behind the scenes. Prelude, his wife won't help him film. You know, Darlene does a really good job of filming everything for me, but he don't have no help. He just ain't too much trouble trying to do a channel.
Geeky, we're at 100% humidity the last couple of days. It's been a little bit cooler, but still rough.
We did too, Gordon. We won't hear somebody else say something. 8 pigs, 3 of them runs. 2 kind of is. I mean, 1 or 2 kind of is. But you always remember the pigs are on 2 sides. There's pigs on this side, pigs on this side. You know.
Just much. Now listen.
30, 30. You can put one behind a 140, but it better not be tall grass.
Good job, Samson.
Y'all hold on.
We need to do a GoFundMe page. We need that.
We advice on 35. What kind of trouble you having getting the thread back in?
Roger, what's it?
Roger Dryer. Are you trying to change it through the side plate without pulling the lift cover? Pulling the lift cover takes just a few more minutes. It's just one more gasket. .22 long rifle, Jeremy, is what I use. The side plate. I do it like that too in the field, Roger. It's just aggravating. What a preacher's. Oh yeah, at least 30 holes. At least 30 holes. And these be good at 30 holes too, not what he's sucking out like that. You know, all 30 horsepower tractors not really 30 horsepower. I know you're going through the left side plate. Don't need to be a hollow point, Jeremy. Does not need to be a hollow point. Hollow points flatten out. You need to use a round nose. We used to use 22 shorts. What everybody around here used. I don't know if there's any different way to do it, Roger. You just have to sit there and try not to cross thread it. But if you just can't get it, have to pull this cover off.
Hey, single man. Gordon, it was in the Gulf. We're on the East Coast, and we missed it this time, but it came right through Louisiana and Texas.
Why are you had to put down a hog, Jeremy? You fixing to butcher one, or you got one sick?
School's going ahead full blast. They met again today, and they said that we are going to open 50-50, so we're headed in it.
All right, Jeremy, listen to me right quick. If you ain't ever done it before. I got a picture of the pig. I ain't got one. Draw your line from his eye to his ear.
Grab that thing up there. The pig. The pig thing.
No, that ain't gonna do it. You don't shoot him right there. You draw a line from his. You shoot him in the forehead. Don't put the gun barrel right to his head. Maybe about 10 feet away. Blue Bird said something about pigs too, but I missed it. What did you say about pigs? Oh, we're glad to have you. We missed last week.
Yeah.
We forgot all about it. We didn't know we put it up.
I started it, but apparently YouTube took it. If you ever start a live and put the time in, it puts it up whether you finish it or not. Because that's all I did.
We didn't know we were up.
Yeah.
But I was exhausted. I mean, just pure stagger. When I got home.
Hey, Thrifty VG.
Hey, Thrifty.
Quit messing with the power cord.
I'm jealous.
He's going to mess up the computer. We can't use it if he keeps snatching it outside of it now. It's an old laptop.
That's right, Jeremy.
I have to keep it plugged in while we're doing lives.
Call me, Jeremy, and I tell you, there's a little trick to sticking to pig. Yeah, we have done that, preacher. It's a lot of extra work for really no return. And we rotate them now when they get muddy. We don't try to save the forage. You can't. Well, you can do it wrong, Jeremy, but it's not difficult. I probably need to actually get you on the phone and explain to you that. And you really need a double-edged knife to do it with.
Yeah. You get too into it over here, we have food access.
Yeah, we might get paid access. But ain't nothing to worry about. Just got to be fast. We stick them as soon as we shoot. We use two people. Two people have to whack. One man's got a knife. One man's got a rifle. Oh, you better off call me Sunday, Jeremy. You want to talk to him. We don't skin them either, Happy Quack. We scrape ours. I'm sure, Thrifty. I can sympathize. Why you gonna skin him, Jeremy? That's doing it the hard way. You want to scrape him. If you don't weigh over 300 pounds, 350 pounds. And we used to scald them if you weigh 500 pounds. But it's going out of style. Skin them's a whole lot harder. You ain't not skinning the deer. You got to cut every bit of it off. All you at 260 pounds, probably all you need is a 55-gallon drum. Hey, kiddo. That's right, Happy Quack. That's right, Eli. That's the way I do it. Scald and singe. You can just singe it. Get your propane torch, one of them big ones like they melt ice with, and burn air off them. I know a lot of people do that. Then it kind of scrape over. Happy Quack, we take a 55-gallon drum and lean it over at about a 45-degree angle that's sitting on some cement blocks and dig it in the ground good enough when we close it in and it can't roll away and build a fire on it. Drop a thermometer in. That's some pine needles. If you got some green pine needles, do it.
What?
Those green needles always do it. But they do help. Must be somebody pine needles. But I believe a 265 feet about. Just don't set the hair, Jeremy. Don't set the hair. You get the water too hot, leave them in there too long. No, preacher. Ain't no truth at all. Preacher, they so much BS about pigs. It ain't even real. And I can see why people have so much trouble. There's so much junk up there. Yeah, going. There's people seeing some around here too. What we do, Happy Quack, is after we scald them, you cut the fat off. You kind of skin them with the fat on the meat. I mean the skin. You skin them with the fat on the skin. Then you cut it up little cubes and cut the lard out and have something left over called a crackling with the skin on. And you talk about something fit to eat. Cracklings are wonderful birds. Yeah, go. That's what we do. We don't do it. I've seen people. Yeah, cracklings are stuff here. Gordon, we have people that singe them. We have people that use steam jennies, the hot water pressure washers, and pressure wash hair off of it. That's probably the slickest trick ever saw. But it must be a trick to it. You got to know how to do it. You got to go against the hair. You got to like mist the hot water on it. You got to have a feel for it. And it's nothing I can really. There's people that can do it and make it look super easy, and I'm not one of them. But one or two times I've tried it, I had mixed it up. But I've seen other people do it, and it worked wonderful. So actually sit there and watch them do it. Right there. In, cut, and pull out. Then they use the bristle straight brush. Yeah, that's right, Gordon. We do that too. Talk about singeing. We used to use a handful of wheat straw. Tied it like a torch, make a bundle out of it, right at the end of it. Like scarecrow's brains. And we set them on fire and we draw.
You can tell I don't participate in the podcast.
Well, you know, to be honest with you, nobody we kill here anymore. Preacher, you don't know what a crackling is. I don't know how to explain cracklings. Cracklings are a piece of yeah, we use newspaper too. Cracklings is a piece of hog skin with a piece of hog fat on it that was boiled. It's what you have left over after you cook out hard. It can have the skin on it or not have the skin on it, then they cut it out. So they're gonna be both ways. And it's washed there. Yeah, small pieces. Not a crackhead preacher, a crackhead. But anyway, it's a little cut down piece of pork fat or a piece of pork fat with skin on it. And then you put it in a crackling press. It looks like a wine press or a grape press. It's a pot with holes in the bottom of it, a screw and a plate. And you tighten it down like that. And it pushes all the lard out the bottom. That's right, Geeky. But they're a byproduct of making lard.
Pork rinds are really supposed to be bigger, and they've got more air in them. Cracklings are smaller and tight and really crunchy, like almost hard when you bite into them. So they're a little bit different than rinds.
I thought everybody in the South knew what crackling was, preacher. I'm concerned about that. You know, we were going to do a pig parasite video this week. A crackling and a pork rind are different. Right, way different.
They're similar, but different.
They have different texture, different taste, different everybody, you know. But you know, something I've seen I'm kind of hit on a little bit tonight. Y'all give me some input. Is people don't understand that parasites in pigs, one, if you can see worms, if you see dead worms in your pig or you see dead worms hanging out of your pigs, that's a worm that died from old age, and you already got a major problem. There's a worm that lived long enough to die of natural causes. That means that he's been growing with 500 of his buddies. Not burnt happy quack, because burnt you didn't do it right. You always got to get something to eat. You know, there's a lot of people who know how to do a lot of things and turn to us on YouTube to learn how to do it. And you got to remember, they didn't grow up with it. They didn't have their daddy, their mama to show them how to do it. They're trying to learn and to get on YouTube. And there's 900 million videos and 900,999,000 are BS. And, you know, we kind of got to show them how to do it. There's a lot of people up here doing a lot of stuff trying to show these people how to do this stuff. And
okay. All right.
Well, that's right, Jeremy. You didn't have the opportunity to learn. You can't see nothing there.
Yeah, you can see it.
But I about heard all I'm gonna hear about these natural dewormers and all this stuff. And they you know, I have to deal with all the sick pigs in the greater area here I live in. And what people don't realize that worm has a life cycle. And if you're seeing adult dead worms that die from old age. It means they've been producing larvae or eggs for months. And even if you do go in there and worm them with diatomaceous earth, or you do this, you do that, you're not breaking the life cycle. You're just getting rid of some adult worms. Or if you feed them a bunch of pumpkins, you're just pushing out the worms that are about to die from old age anyway. And they're getting reinfected. They're getting reinfected while they're eating the pumpkin or the diatomaceous earth. You're feeding them to get worms out of them. It really won't get the worms out of them. All that stuff is about the same thing as weed eating versus spraying around it. You know, you weed eat, you're just temporarily controlling the problem. You know. Well, I appreciate that, Anthony. That's right, Johnny. Cracking bread. Cracking bread. Cracking bread is wonderful month. But they don't understand the life cycle parasites. They don't understand the life cycle of parasites in cattle, sheep, goats, anything. And one thing I don't know anything about is parasites in chickens, other than the ones they pass on to everything else. And that's something I've been meaning to warn everybody about. Running chickens with turkeys and chickens with ducks and chickens with goats and
We have a duck. This is a chicken.
and you know, to an extent, running chickens with your pigs is a big no-no. Chickens can spread a lot of diseases and a lot of parasites, especially to other poultry. There's a million different diseases that will kill a turkey or duck dead when you bother a chicken, and they carry some goat diseases too. And you know, anybody at the ag extension office or that ag college or anything else will tell you real quick not to run mixed poultry, not to run poultry with other animal species. But they will do it every day. Don't see nothing wrong with it. Then they can't figure out where these mysterious diseases to kill everything. And the other thing I've been meaning to talk about is the fact that you can do like Mother Nature does. And Mother Nature controls internal parasites with ruminants by, you know, several different species using the same pasture. Yeah, mine will too, Keto, at a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. But thank you, Happy Quiet. That does mean a lot. You know, Keto, it depends on the hog. Some hogs have a much higher predatory instinct than others. What some pigs think about killing something and eating it ain't nothing. I mean, don't bother them a bit. And some of them you don't have much trouble with. I don't know what the difference is. I have seen some difference between pigs that raise in big pastures and forests a lot. They're a little more predatory than pigs that raise in the pig farm. Well, I appreciate that, Jim. But you know, you can running sheep and goats together don't do anything to get the same parasites. But if you take goats and keep your head off the ground, keep them browsing instead of grazing. If you run run goats or sheep, cattle, equines, and donkeys, stuff like that on the same pasture, every goat worm that the cow gets dies and can't live in the cow. Every cow worm that the donkey gets can't live in the donkey. Every donkey worm that gets the cow can't live in the cow. That's one of the reasons that, like in Africa on the plains, where you have all these different species of livestock in the same pasture, it's kind of self-controlled. Pigs don't. Well, you know, I'll be honest with you, ours, and we've always had really good luck with ours. Eve Honeycutt is our local. There's a lot of stuff a pig won't eat, Bridget. My pigs won't eat collards. Some of them won't eat squash. Well, none of them eat okra. Some of them won't eat. Some of them are like people. Bridget, some of them won't eat tomatoes. Some of them will gobble them up. I had somebody come on a video when they said they used to feed their pigs tobacco to worm them. And I guarantee you couldn't starve my pigs to the point they would eat tobacco. There ain't no way for that. Never one I've ever had. But we've had good luck with our extension office. They've been a godsend to us. But you know, it's just like any other government agency. If you got a good agent, you got something. If you got a dummy for agent, you ain't got nothing. Some of mine eat tomatoes, Jeremy. Some of them won't. They'll all eat peas. Well, I hope they help her happy quack. All she got to do is Google it. Now, I know everything you see on, we have discovered everything on Google is not true. I Googled myself the other day and I fell out the floor. It was just about all wrong. I mean, they had everything wrong. They had me and some other me homogenized. But I can believe that, Keto. Some of mine are picky. Somebody's going to eat. Yeah, but I won't eat tomatoes half the time. I won't eat squash. I won't eat cucumber. But they'll eat corn stalks. They chew them up. They don't swallow them. They chew them up, spit them out. Like chewing them. Now, I'll tell you something else, Keto. There's a lot of stuff that they won't eat if you don't chop it up. That's right. That's exactly right. Y'all read Happy Quack right there. They she just told the tale right there. Oh, good deal, Jeremy.
Really? No,
but we're gonna have to do some videos. That's something we're gonna have to explain. We're gonna have to explain the life cycle parasites. Nobody seems to understand it. They're using this diatomaceous earth and pumpkins and stuff. They're not really. Hey, simple so. They're getting rid of some grown parasites, but they're not getting rid of them.
Cracklings, I bet you.
The what? Yeah, simple Southern. Do a better job of explaining cracklings than I do.
Hey, y'all.
All right.
Buddy. Come here, boy. No, you can't go out there. Simply Southern, we were talking about cracklings a while ago. You're our Southern chef. Maybe you can explain it to them. You're trying to explain that they're different than pork rinds. Just I don't think we got it quite across what really they are like. I don't know what the puppies eat this first time, but he just threw up over there. I had to go clean it up. Sorry about that. Oh, Jeremy, that's cool. A free smoke pit. He's talking about making a smoker so we can start seasoning bacon. It really helps a whole lot. Having a smoker. We've got a friend down the road that has one. He seasons bacon for us. We should be back in a minute. Use these in the comments. Stop.
What?
There we go.
I just went around. I mean, I can close the door out.
The other thing was that Happy Quack said pigs are like people. Some will love something, others might not ever take it.
That's true. You know, that's true on so many levels. You know, some pigs are. Tell me about that little sow we got, or young sow, how she is at the hospital.
You're talking about the one that keeps pushing piggy into it?
Yeah, pushes piggy into the hot fence. If you cut it off for 10 seconds, she's trying to get out of it.
One, I do some. I made blueberry jelly this year. Jam or jelly, kind of in between.
We mostly freeze.
Yeah, we freeze a lot. We've got a great big freezer. We've got actually several freezers, but we got one huge one. Kita said that she was thinking about me today when she was cutting chicken. We didn't have good. The only time we ever did meat, we didn't have very good luck with it. I'd rather freeze it. Yeah. We did what it was Brunswick stew, right? Yeah.
We just didn't do it right. We know we were wrong. You know, I grew up with everybody canning everything, but I didn't pay
Preacher
attention
said
to
they
it.
canned deer chili last week.
But they pressure can. If y'all pressure can it, preacher.
They said that their pigs won't eat oranges, and Kita said that hers won't eat any kind of citrus. I don't know if we've ever given her
They never
oranges.
give her, huh?
Happy Quack said that their little broom does have dwarfism.
Yeah, I knew that. Baby bird, it just depends. If maybe, but if it's side the highway or if you didn't get along with the neighbors, I would never even try. But it's possible. I got a neighbor that keeps the sows in 2 strands of hot wire. They stay in it fine. But like we got like I was just talking about, we got a young sow. I'm standing right here by the thing on camera.
Preacher, I think part of our problem is that we don't have a pressure cooker. We just we have a great big canner that's.
Apparently, my grandmama had one blow up one time, went off like a bomb.
Yeah, that's what I've heard my whole life is that they
and
blow
my
up.
mama just disowned them. She wouldn't have nothing to do with them. They canned everything in the oven or canned it in a water bath. Even meat, the sea can't do that. They done and got away with it somewhere. The bee bird, you might can, but I can't. I've done it. It ain't foolproof. Is probably the best way to put it.
Preacher said they were nervous at first, and they won't know what kind of canner that.
Well, it's easy, preacher. If it ain't right, the jaw will explode. You ain't got to worry about whether it's bad or not.
No, it's talking about the pressure cooker.
I think the new ones.
The pressure cooker.
I think the new ones are safer than old ones.
Well, if you got one of the old style pressure cookers that my grandma had, I've heard horror stories. But the new ones, they're regulated. They've got little.
They got safety valves.
They got safety valves, and they've got little electronic regulators on them, and they're pretty much.
I didn't know they had a electronic. I thought they still had a little tumble weight, but they had a pressure valve on the side.
You can get the electronic ones, and that's probably if I got one, I want something like that that is safer. Yeah, Warren said the new ones are much safer. We got a Presto 23-quart pressure canner.
That sounds pretty cool.
How close to the ground and how high do you recommend it?
Big bird asked that.
He just said phone bag.
The ones we got to keep the big sows in, I got one strand at about 14 inches, maybe 16. I'd have to measure it to be sure, can't remember. But I think that's about between 12 and 16 inches. I just use one strand of hot wire to keep them off of the hog wire or to keep them off of the panels. Now on the penis or the big hogs, we put that off. Hey, Robin, how you doing? I'm glad to see you just for a second anyway. But
Hey, Robin.
I don't know that anything more than 2 strands does anymore, Beaver. Because in the old days, when people had big hog pastures here, what you'd have is a big hog wire fence with an electric fence on the inside of it. Then they'd use hot wire to divide the big hog wire pasture into smaller pasture, like the preacher was talking about while they're rotating. And they only put one strand, but they were inside of a perimeter fence. So if they got out, they were just in the wrong pasture. But like here, where if they get out, they're gonna go to the neighbor's house and dig up a, $200 tree or something, or get out in front of a car. We can't have escape. So I wouldn't dream of trying to keep a hog, especially a pig. It's the little pigs won't stay in.
Yeah, our pigs this last time were escape artists.
Well, they won't get out. They were going under a gate because I didn't put a board in.
Well,
Once I put a board up, I stopped all that.
they
That
stayed
was me, not
inside
them.
the loading chute all the time, but they never go back in the pen. They stayed in the loading chute all the time, running around. They'd meet you at the gate.
They made them friendly there.
Yeah, they were really, really friendly.
How high for what, preacher? To keep the pigs in or right for everything else? We built a pig fence that's 3.5 foot. And I can't see you, y'all. I ain't lying. I can't see it.
You probably won't let them late tonight. Hot wire. It's in hot wire.
Well, if you're going to try to run little pigs in it, preacher, you have to put one at 6 inches and one at a foot, and then I put another one at 2 foot or 3 foot. Put one at 8 inches. We got some fence around here. It's 3 strands.
You're talking about the older pressure cannons? Pressure cookers? Those are the ones that would explode from what I've always heard. Storms getting stronger. Simply Southern.
Billy Bird, if you got any wild hogs around there, they'll come. You got a salad heat. The boys will show up now. That's true. That's very true.
Be careful, Simply Southern. There's Beaver Creek. How you
Hey,
doing?
are you doing all right down there?
Well, he's been with his son.
Oh,
He said he's been in hospital.
yeah,
Supper
John. That's
showed
got
up,
stuff
Eli.
they did here.
That's good.
Night, Eli.
Good night. Have a good weekend.
That's what usually happens to me. I'm on the line with supper shows.
Beaver Creeks have just rained for them. Water bath? You mean blanching? I think it's the same thing as water bath.
Now, water bath can't do what you do. That's when you put it in the pot with a bowl of water.
Oh,
Water.
no, we freeze our corn. We blanch it.
Oh, well, maybe. Get it, bring it to a bowl and throw it in a tub full of ice
I'm
water.
asking if that's what he means by that.
Well, you blanch it before you can it.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure you do. Well, I'll put ice cream with fish.
I brought you chocolate. That's what you do.
He really on it.
All right. Jeremy said I have an All-American one. My best friend had a Preston, and it does a just as good job. It was half the money. Happy Quiet says if a pig gets out of our place, it'll die in the sand days before it got anywhere to go.
Well, how long has it been since we had pig? 7, 8 years?
Just raised. Well, Piggy's got out a couple of times. All you had to do is just get a honey bun.
Yeah, that was years ago. That's when she tore the fence, man. Tore the whole fence out, right?
Preacher said that he sees that we blanch and freeze, and that's how we do it. Blanch it and freeze it. Beaver Creek said that I ain't never been so glad to get back to. I think it's the Granger, Louisiana.
Where? LaGrange. I mean, might have to get
It
back
looks like it says LaGranger. LaGranger?
Good night, kiddo.
when his boy got out of the
Good night,
hospital.
Thrifty.
Good night, Thrifty. Howdy ho from Randall and Michelle on day haystack. The haystack. The haystack.
Dave Boots up here.
Hey, Dave. Randall and Michelle, we usually just ask people to introduce yourself on the line. It's just like a social, people talk to each other through the comments, and we just kind of talk and enjoy a conversation. We don't bring in politics or the COVID stuff.
B-Bird, let me ask you a question right quick. As far as I know, they can't. If I've ever had one do it, I didn't notice it. But I mean, it could have. But ours usually come in heat about 4 days after you wean the pigs. Now, if you waited entirely too long to wean the pigs, but ours don't come into heat again until about, I think it's 3 or 4 days till after they wean the pigs, or you wean the pigs.
Oh, thank you. The haystack. It's the haystack.
It's good to meet y'all. And really, we don't breed them. Normally, we don't breed them back that fast. We usually breed them back 3 weeks after they, or I guess it'd be 3 weeks, 3 days. But we breed them back normally about 3 weeks after they have kids. Now, I've got 1 or 2 sows out there that won't lose weight bad. They just hold their weight good, and I might breed them right back. I got 1 of them bobtails. And in case y'all ever wonder why some of our sows had their tails cut, their ears not, it's just because they were going to go to the show. Or they were supposed to go to the show. That's something done to go to the show. With this current breeding stock they have, anyway. I despise them not here in the too. I wish we had some pictures of our new boy. We need to do a video on our new boy. But bless his heart, his tail's kind of sort of dark. The cut tip of it off. And well, I appreciate that, Haystack. I really do appreciate that. The Thrifty go get, did I tell? I thought I told Thrifty good night while ago. Did I tell Thrifty good night while ago? Thrifty went left while ago.
Yeah. The Book of Faces Facebook.
B-Bird, when the litter size starts going down, I've got 1 old sow out there. I'm gonna settle that question. I'm gonna find out just how long they can just how long you run. I got a registered big rock sow out there that's going on 5 years old. She had the biggest litter she ever had. Last litter. So I'm gonna see just how long you can run. They're usually a whole lot cheaper here, Jerry. Like thousands of dollars cheaper. But I will tell you, certain size stuff costs more than others. It's kind of weird. That's how it works. Like if you want a bush hog, the most expensive bush hog you can buy below commercial farmer size is a 4 foot. A 4 foot bush hog will bring way more than a 5 or a 6. Because they're kind of a specialty. Fast hitch equipment is expensive. You know. That's a good point, Happy Quiet. That's a good point. Like I said, Johnny, before, we've always let them have about 10. And she was over with it. The old folks, my daddy, after about 10 litters, they'd sell her. Usually breed her back, sell her as a bred sow. Somebody just wanted, last time they let her have the litter, raise the litter, and make them all into, kill them all. But I'm going to find out. I don't really know how to honestly, without a shadow of a doubt, answer that question, but I'll let you know. We're doing an experiment on it right now. What happened to the
Um,
Oh, I'm sorry, Travis. I missed that.
He was in hospital 11 days with broken ribs, collarbone,
I'm sorry to hear that.
fracture went into his socket of the shoulder, bruised lung, skin off both knees inside.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, that's right, Dave. That's kind of the way it is here too, Jared. Used farm equipment. So we're a farm country, so especially stuff that's too small for commercial farm, like an 8-foot bush hog, you get 8-foot bush hog cheap right here. But that's 400 horse tractor. If you need something to fit a 35 horse tractor, it might be a little bit more, but it ain't gonna be nothing like me. When you figure a brand new 6-foot bush hog, brand bush hog is probably $2,400. You get used with all that off out, you know. Okay, Happy Quiet. We don't have that problem. Beaver, these big hogs we got will not do that. They won't go in the heat while they're nursing. Best I can tell. If they can, I've never seen them do it. That's what I'm doing. I ain't gonna say it's impossible, but I've never seen that with nothing I have. But breed might make a difference, like goats. An old Spanish goat will come in the heat, she'll have 2 litters a year. A boar goat ain't gonna have but one set in 12 months. What you do about it? Guinea hog, same as a guinea pig. It's the American guinea hogs, preacher. They're one of the small breeds. One of the small. Yeah, Happy Quiet's got a bunch of them. We had 2 one time. Brothers that had it. But we ain't got the same customer base he's got. Ain't nobody around here want. They're the ones you see everybody else on the Homestead channel's got. We knew that, Travis. I'm just glad it's not any worse than it is.
That's anybody.
Quite 10 minutes is about the reasons.
Pine Valley. Hey, how you doing? Jeremy said that maybe I need to take a trailer to Alabama if we go. Just not sure if we're going to David this year.
Where?
Pine Valley Farm said, hey, howdy. David? I don't know where David is. Never heard it before. Where's David?
Well, something I have figured out. The prices of stuff vary greatly from one state to the other.
Talladega. Duh. That makes sense.
We're not sports fans, preacher.
We don't follow any sports, except for he goes hunting from time to time. He don't do that very much. Not anymore. He always hunting, but he's quit hunting. Says
It's a social event more than anything else. When ain't nobody to be social with.
Buddy. So I just wanted to help science in, that's all. Jeremy said like Matt did quite a bit for a newer driver. Watched Havoc a lot after the guy did. He was doing good this year. They're talking about racing.
Yeah.
Preacher said he needs to find a new driver. He's used to Dale Jr. Poor Stewart was pretty good. Dale Jr. don't race anymore? I thought he don't follow racing. I do know who Dale Earnhardt and Dale Jr. are. And that's about it. Warren said, bless you. This is this.
I've been inside of a combine, right? Inside of it. That would have told you. Felt like a pig on a grill. You catch on fire under there, spray board. And the boy's supposed to be watching the fire. He's in there daydreaming.
He said that Dale Jr. is semi-retired. Well, if you got that kind of money, I guess you can.
Yeah, we don't follow no sport. That's one thing about it.
Round. He said, well, Russell retired.
The playing sports up there with food, right?
Travis said they build their mini bikes and then get them together all over the southern states. Thanks y'all for the good thoughts and the prayers. Daughter and her fiance and future in-laws and their parents got COVID. That's not good.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of people around here got it too now, so.
Yeah, it seems to be making a second round in our neck of the woods. Jeremy said that they drove 14 hours to Talladega last year, but a lot going on right now. Kind of like, bad fires in California.
I expect, y'all. Is that about the same thing, else?
What's the schizophrenia? Sorry.
Well, you know, preacher, I tell you something. We got a bunch of people around here got it, and everybody's pretty much walking it out, you know. And I think it's pretty well been confirmed that we had it. Well, I know it's been confirmed we had it. And it sucked, but it won't be in the world. Most people got it now. That's why.
Well, that's one thing, but would be on the list is another. I saw where Pinebrook said that they were right on the outskirts of the storm when they first hit. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Pinebrook. She used to come to our lives. But when the storm had passed, she seemed to say that she was okay. Oh, Vicky said that his cable modem lost connection.
make sure that's going.
Here's a picture of a cooker.
Yeah. Oh, we ain't sports free. Had to quit. Ain't talking about sports if you want to. I just can't talk back to them.
It's still calling for it more afternoon after lunch.
I just don't know nothing about it. Had to quit. The only sport we engaged in when I was a child was a back and stick sword fight.
I didn't think you could get that. Me and buddies used to be till we left with tobacco sticks. If you've ever seen a tobacco stick,
I had that side. Depends if it's solid or split. You might get a split one. Was it solid out and solid?
What if you had around
They're smaller
a
than
little
I
bit
know.
bigger?
Everybody that big around about 5 foot long.
That's what it does.
Just
not so flimsy.
if you got your good and it's grain running the right way in it. Oh, that might be like a scout where you can go out there. And you figure out just how to hit your opponents on the right way of the grain, you can make it split. It pinch his whole hand right there and drop it. Or you can break it, and the break piece will flip around and stick in the top of his head. You can win the game like that.
Sticking it in the top of his head. That was not funny. He thinks it's funny.
So I have cat-like reflexes I have now.
Yeah, that's cat-like reflexes. Sword fight.
Where's the back stick?
Any updates on the garden? Our garden is
We got some collards.
Yeah.
Other than that, we ain't got no garden. Garden's over with here to the fall.
It just
It's too hot.
The heat and humidity just doesn't do well. Not in what they call the dog days of summer around here.
We might be, Bird. I'll be honest with you. We tend so much garden in the spring. We put enough up that maybe some cabbage, maybe a few more fields of collards, but we ain't gonna really do it all garden. There's a lot of stuff here is easier growing. Cabbage, collards, onions, and stuff like that are easier growing. But the truth is, by the time fall rolls around, it's picking season. It's time to pick corn. It's time to pick soybeans. I ain't got time to mess with it. Plant season's bad enough, but picking's worse for me. They break more when they're picking. You got trucks to worry about and the combines. Well, that's a good thing to do after quack. Are you gonna try some more of them? I need to see you some more collards seeds, Geeky. I think we got some more. Well, Jeremy, like I said, we had cooled off. Nice. We're in the 80s, low 90s. We got up to 90 something today. Kind of bad. It worried me a little bit, you know. I think we might have to call it a little bit short tonight, y'all. I'm so tired. I'm about to fall down. I'm sitting there about to fall out here. And my hips hurt so bad it hurts to sit here. We're doing that right now, Gigi. Well, I think no, we might not be. We don't have nothing but cabbage collard. Georgia collard. I can't remember. The only difference is the cabbage collard tastes better. There's no kick to it here, not as bitter. So I'm gonna let y'all. I mean, we ain't gonna jump off. I'm gonna let y'all see if you finish your conversation between yourselves and everything. But I don't know if y'all tell or not. I'm pretty good at it. Hey, there's Drop.
Stop.
Not very often, preacher. When we get snow, it's a big deal. You know, most years we don't get any. Um, every once in a while we might get a whole 3 or 4 inches. We got a foot one time, back in '80, I think. You might, Warren. I got to get it up. I can't see. I hate to say it, but
No,
well,
he's still getting collard
I'm
from collard
surprised.
that he's planting last September.
I'm surprised it ain't bold, especially in Florida.
Well, I mean, if he's getting a few leaves off of them every few
I'll be
days.
breaking the top of that. Break the top of that. That's all.
Huh? They said they haven't bolted or gone bitter.
Keep topping. I'm topping the back plant right top after that.
Yeah, but will the leaves keep going?
Keep the top. What do you think about ours? Been planted all summer.
It didn't definitely bite. I don't know if there's new leaves on it.
I think they might go a whole, so they might go a winter. And then both get first.
Aw, that is really cool. Drop. I have tried to grow some beets, and they won't do nothing here.
They won't even do nothing with fire pots.
Yeah, we even put in the flower pots with
Well, the planters, where you go.
we did potting soil, the topsoil potting soil mix, so that they do something, and they just didn't do it. They said it's probably too hot. The beets like it was cool, I guess.
We put them in shade this time.
Yeah, they were in the shade.
Plant them early spring, put them in shade.
My leaves got about this long. But there was nothing underneath. There was just roots. They never made any feet. Just leaves. They might. They might. But I think like you need a greenhouse. An air conditioned greenhouse. An air conditioned and plumbed with groundwater greenhouse. It's just too much out there for anything I know. Happy Quack says they only grow sand. Alright guys. This is looking like the good version, so let me go ahead and get off here. I love pickled beets. Drop. That's kind of on my high on my list of favorites. Huh. Kiki says they don't grow sand. Hurricanes bring it to them. Drop it off.
Well, we just got it.
I've never had them roasted. Brock says that he likes to roast beets. Never had roasted beets, but pickled beets, I love pickled beets. I'd rather have pickled beets than pickles. And I like pickles pretty good. Happy Quack said that she had a greenhouse with air conditioning and plumbing. She just moved into it. Forget the plants. She moved there. Ah, roasting beets are like roasting peppers and radishes, and they're all the same. Huh. Roasted beets and radishes turn out sweet. I'm gonna try that. Well, we might have to do farmer market thing. I don't see them grow very well here.
I don't know why Daddy could never get them grow. Every once in a while, he plants somebody every other year, and every once in a while they do really good. And Grandma and Mama will can a whole bunch of beets, pickled beets. They can them. I mean, they can't. I mean, when he plant them, a million of them, and they can a bunch yearly made.
David Beer said that brownies are done and he wish he could send us some.
Me too. I would like a brownie.
This is him too. Good night, Warren. Alright, we're gonna get off here. Drop, it was good to see you. Sorry that we didn't get to stay and chat with you much longer.
Good night, everybody. I
The
really
more
appreciate
tired
y'all coming.
he gets, the worse he feels. He's still not up to 100%. And you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe.
Now we're sorry again about last week.
Good night.
We got one pretty watermelon.
I'll show more now real quick. We ended up with what, 3 that did really well?
Maybe 8. This did really, really good. A whole bunch of them they take the heart out of it.
Oh, one of his hens turned out to be a rooster. Drop.
Oh, that's pretty long.
Yeah, we have that happen a lot. Especially when we have to punch out. You can't tell if they're roosters or hens till we get some size things. Huh. Happy Quack says roosters get growing great in the crock pot. Drop, we had really good zucchini this year too. Happy Quack says hope you feel better. Thank you, Happy Quack. £400 of chicken feed? You know. Hmm. If we were to use pumpkin stuff and share, most of ours makes crack corn. And I let Chris know his own big thing to do. You know, everybody